On this week's show, Callie Gullickson shares an update on her schedule and a new restocking fee on apparel.
Plus, Peloton is opening a showroom in Nashville, a partnership with TrueMed to use HSA and FSA money, and much, much more.
Welcome to Pelo Buddy TV, a show for the Peloton community by the Peloton community. Here are your hosts, Amanda Siegel and Jon Pruitt.
Welcome to episode 198 of Pelo Buddy TV, a show for the Peloton community by the Peloton community. I'm Jon Pruitt, joined as always by my co-host Amanda Siegel. Hey, Amanda.
Hey, Jon. How
Good
are
to
you?
see you.
Good to see you too. Good to see you too. How are things going?
It's good. It's getting chilly in Michigan right now, but we are holding strong, and I've not turned on the heat quite yet. Just layered up. And it's going to warm up this weekend, apparently, so we shouldn't need to turn on the heat for the foreseeable future. We'll see.
I know. Yeah. It's interesting because you're so north, and yet we have very similar weather. Maybe you're like a couple degrees, down in Maryland.
It's always like, a couple degrees. Like I always look compared to Jersey where I grew up, and it's always like maybe 2 or 3 degrees colder here, but pretty close. The difference is negligible.
I think it's going to get to the 70s over the weekend.
Yeah.
It's going to be like in the 70s. Yeah.
Nice little warm up.
It is nice to little warm up and get some outdoor time before it does get too chilly to get to work out outside. But
we got to get over to the orchard. Maybe not this weekend if it's warm. I like the colder, crisper air, but to do the pumpkin patch and the
pumpkin
rides.
Patch.
Yeah,
it's nice that he still wants to do that. I miss those days.
Oh yeah. And I'm taking
cool.
him to a haunted attraction. Actually, this weekend, which Jackie is skipping. Yeah.
Okay.
So that should be fun. Going through one of those where they have characters all dressed up as zombies.
Awesome.
Should be fun.
I'm sure he'll have the best time. Best time. All right. Well, we have a very full show today. So why don't we get right into it? As always, folks, before we get started with the news, we always just like to remind you how you can keep up to date with all of our content across all of our platforms. Every episode is released on our YouTube channel. Just hit the subscribe button in the bottom right-hand side of the video and hit the notify button to make sure that you never miss an episode.
Yep, and you can always listen to us on the go if you just want to hear the audio or on all traditional podcast platforms, and subscribe and like us there as well if you aren't already.
Absolutely. And of course,
we're also on
Facebook.
All social media.
Yep, Facebook, Instagram, X, just search for Pelo Buddy and follow us on those platforms for all of the latest news. And now let's get on with the show.
First, let's do a rundown of the latest Pelo news.
All right. Well, Callie Gullickson recently provided an update on her living situation as it relates to her schedule with Peloton. So a lot of folks, I think, had been speculating, wondering, because she went on maternity leave and she was living in Florida for, I guess, almost 6 months that she was on leave.
A long time.
People were kind of wondering what she was going to do when she returned, what her living situation would be. So in a video that she posted to Instagram, she explained that she is going to be living in Florida while continuing to work for Peloton, which means she'll be commuting for weeks at a time. She said, after a lot of reflecting, she ultimately decided that the best thing for her family was to continue to reside in Florida on a more permanent basis. She grew up there. Both sets of grandparents live there, so it's totally understandable when you have the whole support system down there. But she had brought the decision to Peloton, and she said they were tremendously supportive. So in terms of what this will look like moving forward, she clarified that essentially she'll be in New York City filming live on-demand classes for Peloton approximately 1 week, sometimes more, per month. And then she said the first few months would be 1 week a month in New York City, and then a month with 2 weeks. She didn't really share beyond that though, but she reaffirms that members will still be seeing her each month while she's in New York. She'll record new content to drop on demand when she isn't teaching live. But I mean, I think this will probably mean less content. I mean, if she's just not there on a regular basis,
right.
I mean, you can only have so much studio time with the current schedule to record on-demand stuff to be released later. But I mean, good for her for advocating for her.
I do too. I mean, I think some of the back and forth that I had noticed was, people didn't see this as long term, and it's hard. I mean, having a little one, and I think she comes from a big family. There's a good chance she'll be pregnant again, potentially, in the next couple of years or whatever. So I think I don't see it for the foreseeable future. I think it's not, for right now maybe, but down the road, I'm curious to see what'll happen. I just feel sad for those folks that like the one-on-one and the interaction. And obviously she won't be there for live classes for members to actually be in the studio with her as much. So, there's potentially
I guess you got to
week.
choose that one weekend a month that I guess you assume she'll be there for.
Right, that you got to hope that she's going to be there for. So, but again, kudos to Peloton for giving her the ability to at least try it out and see how it works. And to, go from there. Look, the commute from New York to Florida is not too bad. So it's
what's the flight? Easy. Like an hour and a half flight?
No, it's about a 3-hour flight.
Oh, it's 3 hours.
It is. Yeah, it's about a 3, because it's about 2.5 from Maryland. So it's about 3 hours from New York. But it's an easier flight. It's an easy flight. It's
a direct.
An easy flight. So
it's not like going
good
from
luck
coast
to her, and we'll see how it goes. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, she's got. I guess when she re-signed her contract's for 2 years apparently.
Right.
What I've heard or read. So it'll be interesting to see when the 2 years is going to go by quick. So it'll be interesting to see
what happens after
if it's
that.
A departure. Yeah.
What happens after that?
Continue to commute.
Yeah. All right. Well, moving on, Leanne Hainsby teased on social media that she may be expanding into teaching barre classes soon. So in a recent Instagram post, Leanne shared an image of herself in a barre pose, which was part of a Peloton Studios photo shoot. The image's metadata titled Leanne Hainsby Barre further suggests that her barre debut might be imminent. Leanne would become the third Peloton barre instructor following Hannah Corbin and Annie Love, and the first to teach from Peloton Studios London. So this will be the first time that we'll get barre content coming out of PSL. While no official announcement has been made, this tease indicates her possible new role in Peloton's growing barre class offerings. So clearly, barre classes have been very popular, and it would be nice to have her in there. And I think she'd be a wonderful addition to that team. She has a great relationship with Allie, so they'll have kind of their little barre group. And I know that folks are really excited because she's just had one modality for so long. That it will be nice to see her. I mean, I guess she did some of the dance cardio. She has done dance cardio. So she's been, there's been like little bits and pieces of her from there. But other than that, it's really just the bike and, a couple of
I was big on
her
arms and light weights, her 10-minute. She had some burners that I loved. That I loved to do. Yeah, some of those were really good. But do you do much of the barre content? Do you do it with Allie?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I'm not into that.
Nah.
I've taken barre class in a studio before.
No, didn't Jackie was a barre, wasn't she a pure barre teacher? Yeah,
in Austin for many years.
So I've just never, but maybe now with Leanne being on there, I'll certainly give it a shot and try it. The same with Pilates. I've never really done the Pilates content. I like the yoga, and people swear by it. They say it's fantastic. So I'm hoping that maybe with Leanne coming to that aspect of the platform, it will just give, it'll give barre a whole new lease on life, and people will start, taking it just because they love Leanne so much too. So that'll be fun to see.
Well, a new class type temporarily appeared on the Peloton schedule recently, indicating that there was a new type of meditation class on the way. So the class was titled, there was like a bunch of random numbers, and then it said 5-minute wind down nightcap. And it was classified under the meditation modality taught by Jon Hosking.
Yeah.
And it was posted on the upcoming Peloton schedule for a short time period before being removed. But it was originally scheduled to take place on Tuesday, October 15th at 10:20 a.m. Eastern Time. And though we haven't confirmed, the title suggests it's a meditation and it's designed to help members unwind at the end of the day. But it's not exactly a sleep meditation, but it does appear to be part of this initiative by Peloton to delve further into wellness areas such as rest and sleep, as the company teased in recent interviews. So I'm sure we're going to see, if it hasn't already come out, pretty soon.
Tried to get some tea on that, and there were crickets. There were crickets. We got nothing from that.
We know. They know we know.
They know we know.
It's
but
coming.
yeah, we
heard it here
fun.
first.
That'll be fun. Exactly. Heard it.
It's always nice. It's always nice when some random intern accidentally uploads, and we get the little teaser before it's quickly. Chris Lewis you can always count on him to get that screenshot.
That's for
before
sure.
It's gone.
I know. It's too funny. All right. Well, Peloton has introduced a new $9 restocking fee for returns on online apparel orders. So this fee applies to any mail-in return, regardless of when the order was placed, and is being enforced immediately. Previously, there had been no fee for returning apparel. The fee is being charged per return and not per item. And it's presented as a restocking fee, but I think it really covers, for the most part, looks at covering the cost of shipping, because there's no shipping fee that you're paying to return the items. So I think it's pretty much looking at that. For folks that are doing in-store returns for online purchases, they may actually charge you that fee as well. We've heard from folks that it's kind of a hit and miss. So
super annoying.
Yeah, so that some are charging and some are not. But items that are bought and returned in store are currently exempt. So if you do buy something in a showroom or at the New York studio or the London studio, there's no fee there. Additionally, Peloton recently raised the fee for shipping. Excuse me. Up until this point, you could buy $50 worth of apparel merchandise, and there was no charge
to get free shipping.
Correct.
Yeah,
over
that was
$50. That was the threshold. Now it's gone to $75. So you have to spend up to $75 or more in order to get that free shipping.
And that's been in place for a little while, the 70, because I've noticed that.
It's been a couple.
I've noticed that in the header of the site for a while.
Been a couple months. So if you had missed that, just be aware that you have to spend $50 or more in order to have your, so if you're buying stuff on sale and you have a couple, $20, $30 things in there, the entire total has to be $75 or more in order to get that free.
This restocking fee is irritating because they're trying to drive sales, but this is not going to help. This is going to decrease sales.
I think so
People are going to be less inclined to buy things, worrying are they going to have to return something and get hit with this fee. And this killed when I was buying stuff actively more often. My workaround to avoiding like the $50 shipping fee, if I didn't meet it, was I would buy something extra and then return it to avoid the shipping fee.
That was clever.
So,
I never even thought of that.
My little workaround, yeah.
Oh, that is too funny. Clever.
Yeah,
Look at you
until
giving
he ruins,
the secrets.
the
John
free
Pruitt
shipping.
giving the secrets. I mean, you heard it here first.
Yeah,
How
now
do
you can't
avoid
do
this?
it, so I'll let
now
you,
you can't
let
do
you
that
know.
anymore.
Yeah.
You kept that quiet. But that's actually kind of clever. Never
Freaking
thought of
annoying.
that. Yeah, that is annoying. Anyway.
One thing we do not like to pay is shipping, tax, and restocking fees.
Oh, I found my work around the tax. I buy and ship to New York because if you buy clothing under $110 is tax free in New York. So if each article is under $110, You don't pay tax on it.
Well, if you live in New Jersey, that's one of the nice things. That's why all the folks from New York come to the Short Hills Mall, because there's no clothing tax.
At all, period?
At all. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
As far as I know,
so New York is only up to 110. So if you're buying like a high-priced article, then you do pay tax on it. But up to 110, you don't. So
you can save a lot of money.
Found that you do. I mean, I found Maryland tax is 7%. So I found that to be, I know. So that was my workaround. No tax. I just send it to my daughter in New York and pick it up on one of my trips.
Tax scofflaws.
I'm telling you, we're giving away all the dirty here on Pelo Buddy TV today. Just come to us to see tax aversion and.
I mean, it was pretty universal, the negative reaction to the news. It's irritating, and obviously apparel is hurting, the apparel business.
Right.
So I don't think this is going to help the bottom line.
God, remember the days, and I just want to throw that out there. Remember the days where you literally were quickly getting to the website when you knew things were going to drop because everything was going to just go.
Folks on the West Coast were, had to set alarms to get up early when they would go up. Do you remember those days?
And now it's like there's so much merchandise on there. It's insane.
Yeah, now you don't need to worry about things selling out in a heartbeat.
Never. Yeah. Unless
days of wine and roses.
Right, yeah. That's it.
Well, moving on, here's something we never thought we'd be sharing news on, but for the first time in years, Peloton is opening a new retail showroom location in the U.S., so customers will be able to connect with Peloton in person at their new showroom in Nashville, Tennessee, beginning in just a couple short weeks, November 1st. The store's webpage is now live, and this technically may be the reopening of the previously closed location there, as Peloton had previously had a showroom in Nashville's mall at Green Hills that they closed, but it's not known if this is the exact same. Probably not, but we don't know for sure if it's the exact same retail space that they had occupied, or if it's a bigger or smaller one.
Right.
I mean, we'll soon know come November 1st, or anyone who's there probably will see the signage on where that, whatever level of the mall that space is located. But yeah, I did not have this on my 2024 bingo card that we would see a showroom reopening, but it's kind of fun.
Yeah, it is fun. I know. I really would hope that Aventura would reopen. I mean, that space is taken now, but that I loved having that showroom there and being able to kind of go in and do tread milestones if I was in Florida and, do it on the tread there, and would often go into the store to do that. So I'm bummed that store's not there, but I guess they just, some of them just don't make the money. It's just not worth the lease.
Some of those, and I don't even know what sort of cost, but I'm sure they're ridiculous for some of those places, especially at the Short Hills Mall in New Jersey, which is probably insane for rent. But maybe now with the new retail showroom opening, maybe we'll get an instructor visit, because traditionally when a showroom is new, they would send one or two instructors as kind of like a little housewarming party for the showroom. So maybe, and I know Chris Lewis had initially shared an old photo from the original Nashville showroom with Chase Tucker and Jennifer Jacobs, which was probably, 2019 or earlier going back. So maybe the folks down there will get an instructor visit.
Yeah. All right. Well, this is kind of a fun and exciting tidbit. We had originally announced that Peloton and Hyatt hotels were in partnership. We had announced it a while back, and they had said that they would be allowing members or customers the ability to earn points while working out at participating hotels. Well, that time is now. So the world of Hyatt and Peloton have actually launched their collaboration, where Hyatt members can now earn points for completing Peloton workouts at over 700 participating Hyatt hotels. So members can earn 100 bonus points for a completed workout. A minimum workout is 20 minutes. So a warm-up, cool down, anything 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes is not included. This is on the Peloton Bike, Bike Plus, and the Peloton Row equipment, up to 10 workouts per month. This allows participants to earn up to 12,000 bonus points per year. That's, of course, if you're traveling every month and you're in a hotel every month. But it does give you the ability to kind of up those little, your points here and there if you are traveling a lot. Yeah. The fitness content also includes stretching and body weight exercises, and that can be available in room at nearly 400 Hyatt hotels. The partnership really is there to encourage members to prioritize wellness while traveling. Other perks also include $100 off Peloton bikes, row and tread for Hyatt members, as well as the ability to earn 2 times bonus points for purchases made with the World of Hyatt credit card. Yeah. Collaboration enhances the guest experience, allowing them to really just maintain their fitness routines and be rewarded for it. So a really cool collaboration there with Hyatt and Peloton. I like it. I wish Marriott had done the same because I'm a Marriott. We tend to stay in Marriotts wherever we are. So maybe we'll see that expand to other chains down the road. But a really cool way for people to keep working out and using the gym when they're traveling.
Yeah, I love the fact that you can earn points for doing workouts.
Amazing.
I wish I could do that from home. I'd rack them up so quick.
Exactly.
Well, we had previously shared about it this past spring when it was in a limited test, but now it's in its full rollout. So Peloton has officially rolled out their partnership with TrueMed, expanding a new payment option for members who want to use health savings accounts, HSAs, or FSAs, flexible spending accounts, for purchasing a Peloton bike, tread, or row for the hardware. So this collaboration allows consumers to use, tax advantage dollars if you've got those accounts set up through your employer to buy Peloton products. So with the partnership now fully operational, consumers will see a pay with HSA/FSA funds option at checkout for eligible products, i.e. hardware devices. So choosing this option will then direct you to TrueMed's platform where you will complete a brief survey to finalize the purchase. So if you have like an HSA card, with a MasterCard or Visa logo, makes it super easy to just deduct the funds. And then, you don't have to worry about your card being declined as an ineligible purchase. So that's really nice. So for those interested in applying, there's some more, Peloton provides more detail about it with that process. But they also say, for those interested, if you want to use your HSA funds or FSA funds towards your monthly Peloton membership and subscription, which a lot of folks were asking about, Peloton provides some more clarification around that. They said you can't directly pay for the membership costs with your HSA or FSA card, but if you receive a letter of medical necessity from TrueMed or an applicable licensed medical professional and are eligible for reimbursement, you can then, after the fact, get reimbursement for the membership. But it won't be as simple as just setting up your HSA card in your, on your Peloton account for debiting your monthly. So it'd be like a manual kind of process, which might be a little annoying to some, but also to really reach out to your company's, your employer's HSA or FSA administrator just to make sure to confirm eligibility, because it varies. Obviously, some people have chimed in, have commented on the post for this on social media saying, they do that, they get reimbursement, but it really depends on the HSA provider.
Very cool. All right. Well, I guess another way to pay for this, which is great.
It's nice. Yeah.
All right, switching gears. This is kind of exciting for those folks that love working out with Camila Ramon. She has now introduced a new 4-week strength program called Duro, aimed at, or Dale Duro, I think it actually is, Dale Duro, aimed at energizing the Latin community. The program is in Spanish, but it does include English subtitles, which is very refreshing because a lot of these different language classes do not. It features 3 30-minute classes each week, glutes and legs, upper body strength, and full body strength. The difficulty progresses each week. So with increases in time, under tension, and dynamic movements, the program is designed to accommodate participants, though, on all levels, offering modifications for those with limited access to weights. Some key details of the program is the progressive program increases, as I said, the difficulty each week, focusing on foundational and explosive movements. You get your 3 workouts each week. And lastly, just the accessibility. So it, telling you that there are ways of modifying it so that everybody can feel that they can be a part of this. Members can earn badges for completing the classes and track their progress using beginner, intermediate, or advanced trackers. The program can be accessed via the app, the web, or of course on your devices. So definitely look out for that if you are interested in Spanish-speaking content on the strength platform from Camila.
Great. Well, Eric Jaeger had his tread debut. He had a premiere run with friends and instructors in the studio. It's a 20-minute, labeled 20-minute premiere run, dated October 15th. It's in German, and I only saw that it has German subtitles at the moment. I was hoping maybe there might be some English subtitles at the moment, but maybe they'll add them after, a little later. But he also, staying on the topic of Eric, he also released a program, but then it was pulled within a few hours, most likely because the classes are tagged as pace targets. But the Running with Eric program, it's taught in German, and as of right now, it doesn't have English language subtitles, but the core of the program consists of 4 main running classes. There's a 20-minute run, 20-minute, 30-minute run, 20-minute run, and a 45-minute run. The very first class in the program is a 5-minute short introduction class where Eric walks you through the whole program. And then there's a warm-up and a cool-down program for the first day as well. So the breakdown goes as follows. So day 1, class 1, it's that 5-minute intro video. Day 1, class 2, 10-minute warm-up run. Day 1, class 3, 20-minute 90s run. And then day 1, class 4 is a 5-minute post-run cool down. And then it jumps to, it looks like day 2 is, I guess, a rest day, because it jumps to day 3, which is just a 30-minute intervals run. And then goes to day 5, which is a 20-minute hit run. And then day 7 ends with a 45-minute endurance run with Eric. Now, I looked earlier in the week. I looked and it wasn't in program, so I don't believe, as of
now.
Today, Sunday, when this episode comes out, it might be up in the app, it might not. But we've got a whole write-up and the breakdown of it currently for you to see, for you to preview if you want to see it on Pelo Buddy.
Going back to his tread debut, fun. He
Did
definitely, yeah. I mean, he's just a screen. There actually was a lot of English. He threw a lot of English in the class.
I feel like he usually always does in most of his German classes.
Does. Yeah.
Because he knows so many English folk.
He does teach in English too. But was fun to kind of see the team in there. So, Ben and John and Jeffrey and Cliff, all running in the class, which was really cool. And some Peloton staff members. And, I like the way they, Eric is huge into his social media content. So he definitely likes to put it out there. And he had a ton of stuff on there, just, showing the camaraderie with his team members, which is very, very cool. There was I don't know if you saw that, the very sweet reel that he put out with him and John kind of teaching him how to use the tread, because he supposedly didn't know how to use the tread. They're funny together. The two of them are two comedians. I mean, they are hysterical together. So yeah, I'm happy for him. I mean, that's awesome. He definitely is everywhere, Eric. So
yeah, I love seeing the instructor crossover lately into new modalities, adding to their wheelhouse. It's great.
Yeah, which is great. But then it's like, it would be nice to see a fresh face come on there and have a new instructor pop up. But I don't think that's happening in the near future. I think we're kind of stuck with who we have. But it was always fun to like kind of report these new instructors that were lurking and potentially coming in.
I think the roster is overflowed.
We're done. There's nobody there. Right. They're leaving. All right. We're talking about the roster being full. Absolutely. Last week we had teased that Jocelyn Thompson-Rule had a new program titled Discover Strength. Well, this week we're pleased to say that we have some more details to share with you. It looks like it will be a 6-week program designed to be repeated for a full 6 months. So the strength instructors definitely, encourage participants to keep going. So to make sure that they, don't just do a week or a couple of weeks, they really want you. I know Rebecca was, very big about that in her split strength stuff as well. So they really want you to keep going. So in Jocelyn's program, she says, she wants you to do it for a full 6 months. She had shared on Instagram 2 posts with details on this. She's also shared that she will be providing extra support with their new, with her new broadcast channel, kind of adding extra bits of information for members. By the time this is released on Sunday, we should have a lot more detail that you can head over to pelobuddy.com to get. But that kind of gives you an idea that it's there, it's exciting, it's, we're ready to go. So look out for that. I think that's going to be an awesome program.
Great. Well, Peloton has released week 5 of their Discover Yoga collection. And this is a balancing postures program, and it's led by none other than Dennis Morton. And description says, the description reads, learn how to build a structure to set you up to balance on one leg in week 5 with Dennis. One important thing to note about the program, and it's actually found in collections, in the collections area of the Peloton app. So this means there's no badges. You don't have to officially opt in to do it, to take any of the classes. But the breakdown is as follows. Day 1 is a 10-minute foundations, balancing postures. Day 2 is a 10-minute balancing postures, high lunge. And then day 3 is a 20-minute open balancing postures. Day 4 is a 20-minute closed balancing postures. And then lastly, day 5 is a 30-minute balancing postures flow.
Nice. Yeah, I haven't attempted week 4 or 5 yet. But definitely want to do that. The other weeks were good. Yeah, really good.
Thanks.
Peloton celebrated the conclusion of Latin and Hispanic Heritage Month with none other than Enrique Iglesias and an artist series. The series took place this past Thursday, October the 17th, and included 8 classes across the various modalities, of course, in English, Spanish, and German. There was a 30-minute walk with Jess King, a 20-minute upper body strength class with Ben Aldous, a 20-minute arms and shoulders strength in German with Asal Arian, a 30-minute ride with Robin Arzon, a 30-minute run with Mariana Fernandez. Ash Pryor had a 30-minute row, and Camila Ramon had a 30-minute ride in Spanish, while Eric Yeager did a 20-minute ride in German. Members can earn 2 special badges, the Artist Series badge and the Latin and Hispanic Heritage Month badge, by completing any of these classes. Peloton also launched, moving on, to a limited Charlie XCX Artist Series on October the 11th, featuring a Brat live DJ ride and new lane break classes. We kind of mentioned it last week, but it is, in fact, it did come and it is there. The highlight was a 30-minute Charlie XCX Brat live DJ ride with Cody Rigsby and DJ John Michael. Did you do it, John?
I did it, not live, but I did it the following day, I think on Saturday. It was fun.
Okay. It was fun?
It was fun. I knew it would be
a fun
blast.
time with the two of them.
Yeah.
Additionally, they did drop 3 lane break levels, ride, run, and walk, each 20 minutes long. So, two new things going up there.
All right. Well, moving on. So Peloton shared which featured classes you can look forward to during the week of October 14th through the 20th via their weekly This Week at Peloton Instagram post. So first up is what I had just mentioned, the Discover Yoga classes with Dennis. Next is Bex Gentry. She taught a live 60-minute endurance run this past Tuesday, October 15th at noon. Peloton also shared on Instagram a reminder that the Real Roots rides are coming. These will be taught by pro cyclist and guest instructor Christian Van de Velde. And the first class has gone on demand this past Wednesday, October 16th, and it focuses on the Col du Galibier, a famous section of the Tour de France. And it was funny. I saw a funny post on the official Peloton member page. Someone who took that, I guess they had completely different expectations because they said, I took this, Real Roots ride, and I was expecting to see, like video of the route, but the instructor was just describing it. And they I don't think they understood.
They understood what it was about.
Yeah, so that obviously, led to a million, funny comments. It's just the people that want to be brave and complain on Peloton always brings these hilarious comments. And lately it's, people say like, hey, you forgot to add "do better Peloton" at the end of your post, because a lot of the Karens like to throw that on there.
To throw that out there.
Anyway, that made me chuckle. So also this week, catch Aditi Shah on the mat with a live 20-minute Bollywood Pilates class. This happened on Thursday, October 17th, that morning. So it's on demand now. And then close out your week with Allie Love this morning on the bike. Allie is teaching a live 30-minute boss ride. It's happening this Sunday morning, October 20th at noon Eastern time.
Nice. All right. Awesome.
Boss October.
Well, for all you metal fans out there, German bike instructor Charlotte Wiedenbach announced on her Instagram this past week that she will be bringing 2 new metal-themed classes to the bike. The classes dropped last week, actually, on the 11th of October, and are 20 minutes long. There's a European metal bands with endurance and sprints, and then a metal core with resistance focus. Charlotte did go on to say that if members felt that 20 minutes just wasn't long enough, they could actually stack these 2 classes because they are quite different. So she said that, the one definitely focuses on resistance and the other one, on speed. Members will also find it much easier now to search for these metal classes because Peloton now has a metal collection. There are 21 classes up on demand now with Charlotte, Matt Wilpers, Bradley, Kendall, and Eric. There are also 2 bar classes with Allie Love. So for all you metal fans out there, never quite got the attraction of metal music.
So there's a metal playlist and 2 bar classes with Allie?
There is. There are 2 bar classes that Allie does, with metal music.
It's Peloton members have very polarizing opinions about what constitutes metal. Because a lot of folks think like Bradley Rose is his metal playlists, I guess, are kind of soft.
Okay.
So it's just kind of funny to see, the metal purists.
Yeah, not my jam. Not my jam. We'll leave it to you, metalheads.
I did. They were fun live with Kendall. I did because they were challenging.
Okay.
And you were guaranteed a very hard workout. So I did some of those live, but I wasn't like, this diehard metal person
fan
because of the music.
Yeah.
Well, Peloton is teasing a upcoming marketing campaign and challenge with pro football players, brothers, TJ and JJ Watt. They're calling it Watt versus Watt, and it appears to be a campaign to showcase some brotherly rivalry between the two while letting Peloton members follow along. So the Peloton Watt versus Watt challenge, it's currently being teased as the following. Get ready to join JJ and TJ Watt, pro football players and Peloton members, as they turn up the fun and keep their sibling rivalry alive with Peloton. Embrace the challenge, feel the push, sweat it out in this powerhouse duo's favorite classes. Let the games begin. So this was accompanied by a video highlighting the competitive nature between the two brothers. And just to kind of take you back to how this all came. So back in 2023, JJ Watt shared that he was only eighth place in a Peloton ride. And he captioned it with, I want to know, like, how did I come in eighth? Well, like, what were the 7 people above me doing? And then he reshared that post this week and said, I'm still haunted by this a year later. And then his brother, TJ Watt, then responded saying, I bet it does. And he shared an image that appeared to show him finishing in 7th place, just above him in the same class ahead of his brother. So this little exchange, I don't know if it was, it feels like it must have been pre-planned. I don't know if it was just like, it wasn't like spur of the moment off the cuff. But this exchange then prompted Peloton to post an unofficial outwatted challenge, seeing who in the community could top the Watt brothers scores. So they said, take any 20-minute Peloton ride, gunning as hard as you can to beat the Watt brothers output. Screenshot your results and share to social with the hashtag outwatted, and we'll be on the lookout. So the exact scores to beat are 561 output, which was TJ Watt's, and then 553 output, which was JJ Watt's output. Members can select any 20-minute cycling class in attempt to beat those output numbers, share a screenshot. It's not... it hasn't been established. We don't know, and I haven't seen anyone share exactly what 20-minute class that was that they did. I kind of wish. That's the one annoying thing. You don't know. We don't know their leaderboard names. Okay. That hasn't been established, so you can't really see, what they're doing other than what they shared in that little screenshot, what their average cadence and resistance was. So it would be nice to know what 20-minute class, so you could do that actual ride and see if you could rank higher in that actual class. So I wish they would at least give us the actual class. And it looks like a high number of people took it, because it said out of, I think, 57,000.
Oh, wow.
Have taken. I'm surprised Chris Lewis hasn't,
figured out which one
figured that out. Yeah, because I feel like he could easily, and I feel like it's probably, I just feel like in my bones it's a Kendall ride for some reason, maybe like a Kendall metal ride. But I could, could be a 20-minute Alex ride. I don't know. Yeah. Because I know a lot of the folks, the pro athletes, loved riding with Alex, Kendall, especially during
Alex,
the pandemic when Alex was teaching from home.
All right, I'm going to be the party pooper on this one. I got to tell you, I don't like it.
A lot, and I saw a lot of negative.
Did they? Oh, yeah. Okay. I haven't even looked at anything yet. But I mean, you and I have our joke, and I'm going to push you. It's nice to have someone push you, kind of when you're live and you're in a class, and it gives you that little boost to want to go faster. But as we said before, on bikes, every bike is different. And, there are jacked up bikes. There are bikes that haven't been recalibrated and that type of thing. And then I also think that it's I don't know. And again, I'm going to be the party pooper here, but it's like, you do you. It's not all about being at the top of the leaderboard. It's not all about, and I know that it's coming from me versus you, which you'd argue with me about that because you love being at the top of the leaderboard.
Yeah. And hey, people love to give me criticism,
saying
I have a jacked bike. And listen, I don't pedal for 30 minutes or however long at 100 resistance, like a lot of those bikes that are clearly out calibrated.
Yeah.
But I mean, let's I don't know.
And again, from my perspective, I don't even care about that. I find it frustrating, a little bit of like, well, you got to do better than them, because I don't want seeing people get hurt. I don't want seeing people, God forbid, have a heart attack on a bike. I mean, it's like, I kind of like the rivalry between them, and maybe it's getting some people motivated to get on. I don't know. Again, my opinion, folks, please don't kill me, for it. It's just how I feel. And almost to the point that one of the reasons I just don't get on the bike anymore. I don't mind it on the tread so much, because I feel the tread is you. It's you versus you. I mean, you run as fast as you run, you walk as fast as you walk, but on the bike, there can be that difference, that little bit of difference in calibration.
Well, I think it's also interesting that nobody points out that, hey, maybe their bikes are a little juiced,
jacked,
or maybe a little easy. But the justification seems to be, they're pro athletes, so they can clearly put that. But I mean, they're football players. They're not professional cyclists. So
correct.
Let's see you do that on a bike plus, JJ Watt, TJ, or let's do the challenge for bike plus people, where the playing field seems to be completely even, or way more fair, and see what they do.
Again, we've got this platform, so we can say what we feel and what we think about it. We just kind of report the news and then give our 2 cents in there. But anyway, that's my 2 cents on that. Not to be a party pooper, but yeah. All right, moving on. Peloton shared on Instagram that Alex K, who I just find just so adorable, will be running the New York City Marathon with Peloton had put out a really wonderful reel of Alex sharing his training journey and his reasons for running. He started running when his brother didn't make the soccer team, and started, back in middle school, I think it was, and started running. And Alex was like, well, if he's running, I'm going to run. And as you guys hopefully know, they both big rowers, so they both had been Olympic rowers as well. But it's fun to see, Alex out there. He's, been training, and he said he's excited to run. He's excited to get the adrenaline from the crowds in New York City for the marathon. I'm looking forward to cheering him on in a couple of weeks.
Very fun. Well, Peloton and the Steve Fund sponsored a virtual event centered around protecting your mental health while using social media. So the event, called Managing Social Media Stress, it was just held this past Thursday, October 17th. It was from 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. It was I believe it was a free virtual event to attend. You just had to register ahead of time, but it focused on the important topic of balancing your online presence with self-care, mental awareness, and physical activity. And the panel featured Peloton instructor Ash Pryor, as well as Jared Denzel Keller, who's a mental health advocate with the Steve Fund. And they discussed strategies to manage social media stress, how you can protect your mental health and well-being amidst demanding digital expectations, and how to learn how to balance your digital life with self-care and physical activity.
Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, I like that. I had actually signed up for it, so it was good. All right. Peloton has partnered with Girl Trek to host Sisterhood Saturdays, a series of walking events in Dallas, Houston, Washington, D.C., and New York City. These events aim to promote health and wellness among Black women through walking and community building. Each event is centered at a Peloton retail location and features Peloton warm-ups, swag, snacks, and more. Participants may also receive a 60-day free trial of Peloton's digital app. The event dates are as follows. Houston has already happened. It was October the 11th, but they're having one in November. They're having two actually in November 9th and the 23rd. In the DMV, the Washington, D.C., Maryland, Virginia area, the first one was on October the 12th. They also had one this past Saturday, the 19th, and they have one scheduled for November 9th and 23rd as well. Dallas's upcoming ones are also November 9th and the 23rd. And then New York City has November the 2nd, the 9th, the 16th, and the 23rd. The collaboration aligns with Peloton's commitment to social justice and inclusivity through the Peloton Pledge initiative, which began back in 2021.
Nice. Well, we've got some new holiday apparel collection. In case you haven't noticed, on the Peloton Apparel website, there is a 3-pack of round sort of glass, ornament, traditional ornament balls, but 3 different designs. Those are $28. And then I saw a fleece full zip up hoodie and a beanie and scarf set as well. And I think that was, I don't know if there was other random stuff mixed in there, but those were the holiday ones that stuck out.
Yeah, and up until I think it was Friday, they still had that friends and family, the 40% off. So it was,
yeah, it gives you a message. It's applied immediately at checkout.
Yeah, which was kind of cool too. All right, just a quick follow-up to a story that we shared with you last week about Peloton upping the mileage for the running challenge that members can opt in for. We had mentioned that folks needed to hit 50 miles, which was the new mileage, in order to obtain the gold badge. But it actually looks like they quietly dropped it back to 40 right after we had recorded. So we will keep you guys posted when we know more. But yeah, we just wanted to kind of put that out there. All right, folks, we are going to go right into Instructor in the News. The instructors have been incredibly busy this past week. And John, why don't you kick it off?
Yeah, so a huge shout out to Christine D'Ericol. So this past week, as we mentioned last week, when we knew she had medaled in one race, this past week, Christine was in France competing in the 2024 Masters Track World Championships. So during the course of the week, she earned 2 medals. Christine won 2nd place in both the match individual sprint and the team sprint races. And then in the match sprint race, she raced against Adriana Perino in the finals of the competition. And it was a best of 3 format. Christine won the first round, but was edged out by Adriana in the second and third rounds to bring home the silver medal. And then in the team sprint race, she was on the podium alongside her teammates, Roger McMahon and Dana Strick, to earn the silver medal together. So nice group effort. She also competed in the pursuit, points, and scratch races during the week, although she didn't end up medaling or on the podium for those ones.
Huge congrats to her. It's amazing. All right, are you trying to figure out the best classes and who to work out with on the Peloton platform? Wellandgood.com outlines some options. So the article shares the Peloton workouts based on specific fitness goals as recommended by some of the instructors. So if you're looking for marathon training, Bex Gentry recommends combining endurance runs with speed workouts and heel training, incorporating Peloton's Road to 26.2 program. If you're looking for triathlon training, Matt Wilpers suggests using Power Zone cycling classes and interval runs to improve cycling and running efficiency while mixing in outdoor training. For strength training, Rad Lopez emphasizes progressive overload workout programs like Pump Up the Volume and Day 3 split training for building muscle. If you're looking for mobility, Hannah Corbin encourages adding mobility and foam rolling classes to improve joint flexibility and reduce soreness. And if you're looking for cardio endurance, Selena Samuela advises stacking HIIT, shadowboxing, and run-walk classes over several weeks to build cardiovascular fitness. And then just for those beginner classes, Maddie Magiacomo recommends a slow and steady approach with beginner strength and walking workouts paired with mobility sessions. So that was kind of like a nice way to, if you are looking for specific ways, well and good, kind of lay it out really nicely in what to do.
Cool. Well, big congratulations to Tunde and Jeffrey McEachern, who ran the Chicago Marathon last weekend. They shared a little picture, both holding up their medals at the end of the race. So good for them. Jeffrey had run it last year. I don't think Tunde had run it. She did just the New York last one last year.
And I think from what I understood, I think she had a better race. She still said it was hard and she didn't think she would do another, maybe. But yeah, a huge kudos to anybody that ran Chicago. Really amazing. All right, talking about Jeffrey, with October 10th being World Mental Health Day, it was fitting that our friend Jeffrey McEachern was interviewed on episode 55 of NAMI's podcast. The episode was titled Running for Mental and Physical Health in the Black Community. And Jeffrey was interviewed by CEO Dan Gillison, together with Ted Metellus, who is the TCS New York Marathon race director. You can head over to NAMI should you be interested in listening to the interview.
Cool. Well, switching back to Tunde now. Tunde's Brooklyn apartment was recently featured on housebeautiful.com. And designer Kelsey Fisher, who helped design her house, her home, highlighted its structural features, such as the arched window and tall ceilings with a chestnut-colored crate and barrel sofa and slate armchairs by Denver Modern and a vintage chandelier. She said it has so much charm and sophistication and really reflects Tunde's personality. Fisher says of the living room, it's a new, really revamped space, and the building, it was previously a candy factory and an auto garage, but I mean, really nice. Some of the Peloton structures, like I think of Maddie. Maddie's got an amazing.
Maddie's is gorgeous. I don't even think we spoke about the fact that his was just
incredible view of the park.
Gorgeous.
And he's in Manhattan proper.
He's on the west
City.
side. Yeah, he's on the Upper West Side. Yeah, really gorgeous. All right, Jen Sherman, our sweet friend, was interviewed for bizjournals.com, sharing her journey from growing up in New Jersey to becoming a beloved Peloton figure. Jen shared how after college she had worked in the music industry, eventually shifting her focus to fitness. Her love for cycling led her to teaching spin classes at a local studio before joining Peloton right at its inception in 2013. During the pandemic, she said she leaned on her best friend, Sunny, for support as they worked out together outdoors. Jen also strengthened her connection with her Peloton community through social media, maintaining engagement during lockdown. Jen and Sunny later launched their TikTok accounts, Sunny and Jen, after an impromptu video went viral. Now the duo provides content for women aged 45 to 65, offering tips on fashion, beauty, health, and wellness, with plans for a future podcast.
I know they said a while back, they announced it so long ago, but they said it was coming in the fall. It's the fall now.
Where's the podcast? Well, they're very
podcast?
Busy, and you'll tell us why they're so busy.
Did she happen to mention that when you recently?
I forgot to ask.
You didn't ask her?
No,
okay.
I didn't. I forgot to ask.
Sticking with Jen Sherman. So if you are in the Midwest, in the Chicagoland area, you can attend an event with Jen and her best friend Sunny. It's actually taking place in a northern suburb just outside of Chicago in Wilmette, Illinois. So they're collaborating with Jen's friend, Lindsay Pinchuk, who Jen has been on her podcast previously a couple times now, called Dear Founder. But Lindsay also does, social media marketing, strategizing services, and she's helped Jen, build up her social media presence and her brand, especially with her and Sunny. So she is she's kind of the MC or helped organize it. But they recently went on Instagram Live early last week to announce this event. It's hopefully the first of many, they said, assuming this one goes well. But so the post now says, join us for the ultimate girls' night out with two ultimate BFFs, Peloton's Jen Sherman and her BFF Pam Sunshine, the TikTok sensations behind Sunny and Jen. It's happening Monday, December 2nd, 7 p.m. They said there's going to be brand activations, gift bags, giveaways, a chance to give back, more details to follow. It's got, food and drink sponsors. There's a beverage sponsor, a tequila sponsor, and tons of different other fun. They're saying there's ticket prices range from $50 to $125. I think there might be a more expensive price level than that. I think I saw.
No, I think 125 was
that was the max.
Greet. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was like the meet and greet VIP. Those two top echelons were sold out. And when I last checked, just the $50, get you in the door sort of general admission option was available. So I don't know if it's fully sold out at this time. But yeah, I was at first I was like, when they announced it on the Instagram Live, I thought, oh man, that would be fun to go to. But then as I was looking, it's like, okay, I'm not in
all
this
women.
target. I would be totally
out of place.
Like the only dude.
I think Jen would love to see you, but
if they come to Detroit, maybe I'd pop in. It would be fun to say hi, but totally not for me. Obviously,
not for you.
I'm not what they're looking for.
But I was fortunate enough to be at an event with Jen earlier this past week, and I said to her, "Come on, I mean, we got to get this." She goes, "They were really blown away as to how quickly it sold out. I don't think they had that expectation, which means that definitely look out for more cities in the new year. I don't think anything this year because, we're almost at the end of the year.
Yeah, it's at the beginning of December and then the holidays.
Definitely in the new year.
They didn't say the venue, so I'm not sure where it's going to be held. Lindsay had shared the venue details would follow. So maybe they're trying to figure out the venue based on the demand.
How many people, correct.
Which is smart.
Yeah, yeah.
But they did
good.
say that I know a lot of people were chiming in for Detroit, and Lindsay made it seem like that could be the ideal next stop if they do another one. So
yeah. Well, maybe you'll sneak into that one, John. Sit in the background. Don't
pop
talk.
in. Yeah,
is that possible? Is that possible?
Hook me up with an influencer ticket.
Right. But really fun. So definitely look out for more dates because I think that they will consider doing that in the new year. All right. Yeah. On October the 12th, the All That Glitters Diwali Ball took place at the Pier Hotel in New York City, hosted by Anjula. Oh God, I know I'm going to say this wrong. Akaria. I think it's Akaria. This event celebrated the Hindu Festival of Lights, Diwali, with a star-studded guest list that included our very own Aditi Shah. And she had posted some stuff on social media, and she looked spectacular. She was wearing the most gorgeous sari and just looked absolutely gorgeous. So, yeah.
Nice. Well, Allie Love and Kristen McGee spoke at the Wellbeing 2024 Summit this past weekend, actually. It was a free curated virtual event experience designed to enhance your well-being, and it was taking place over this past weekend from Friday, October 18th to Sunday, October 20th. So we'll share, hopefully, maybe some clips or more news from it, in the coming days as we see more about it.
Nice. And Robin Arzon talks sports, swagger, and speaking Spanish in this Adweek interview. Robin shares insights on her journey from, a corporate litigator to a fitness icon. She reflects on her upbringing as a first-generation American, the values of resilience she inherited from her Puerto Rican and Cuban parents, and how she aims to pass on this heritage to her children by ensuring they grow up fluent in Spanish. She also discusses her advocacy work, including efforts for the National Museum of the American Latino and the importance of representation. She highlights her commitment to women's sports, particularly with events like Athlos, emphasizing the need for better storytelling and respect for female athletes. Her advice on building a personal brand is rooted in consistently showing up and evolving through various life stages, whether as a mother, an athlete, or an entrepreneur.
Nice. Well, if you are a mother or father, maybe struggling with little ones, with little babies, this Jess King interview on parents.com you will probably love, because Jess talks about the struggle of having two very young kids that are less than 12 months apart. She has a 23-month-old baby and a 14-month-old Lucian, and I forget
remember her name.
Ozian, something.
Yeah,
something
can't
unique.
remember her name.
But she talks all about the struggle with parenting with her partner Sophia, and the resentment buildup with Jess's responsibilities and Sophia, who's doing what, and the burden of some of those responsibilities falling more on the other. So she just talks about how parenting is hard, and the headline is Jess King is choosing patience over perfection. And I've noticed a lot of people have commented and posted about how kind of her demeanor has changed since she's had kids, and she's complained about them a lot. And I just love that for just being real, because
right, it's hard.
When I saw her having another baby so quickly, I was like, oh God, I could never do that. So God bless her.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And you know what? We're so grateful, and I know she is so grateful and blessed, but it's hard. It's no question that parenting is hard, and to be so real and authentic is amazing. So, huge kudos for her, exposing herself that way. And I'm sure she'll get a lot of backlash from folks, because that's just how people are. But a
lot of people just assume, they have nannies and all these people helping behind the scenes, but it's not always the case.
Not always the case, exactly. Yeah. Well, the beautiful Mariana Fernandez was interviewed in Yoga Journal. This article highlights the growing importance of offering yoga in Spanish to ensure accessibility for the 65 million Hispanic people living in the U.S. Mariana shares that her aim to create welcoming bilingual environments that cater to communities often underrepresented in mainstream yoga spaces. The article points out that yoga has the potential to help manage issues such as obesity, diabetes, hypertension, and mental health conditions that are prevalent in the Hispanic community, making it even more critical for Spanish-speaking populations to have access to wellness resources. Teachers like Mariana have made an impact by building inclusive, supportive communities, helping students overcome barriers related to language, finances, and cultural misconceptions about yoga. So a really cool article, especially with it being, Latin Hispanic Heritage Month, was a really cool article in the Yoga Journal.
Well, shifting to Cody Rigsby news, he was recently interviewed on AM Uncovered, and I guess this interview style it's usually like a 3 or 4 minute reel, but the host kind of interviews the subject, I guess in their apartment, their home, and just different areas. And so this interview was taking Cody through his whole daily routine. So it started them with he was getting up, they were in bed together talking. So then they moved to the kitchen. They were talking about his coffee routine, where he gets his coffee beans from a roaster in Brooklyn. Then they took him into the bathroom. He was, in a towel and shirtless, saying he likes to take a cold shower for a little bit. So then they cut to him, obviously from the waist up, in the cold shower. And then they were sitting outside on his rooftop patio space, which was really nice, great views in Brooklyn. talking about his breakfast and his ideal workout time, which is 9 to 11 a.m. So it's like a nice little, 3-minute walkthrough interview if you want to, know a little about Cody's routine. I just want to shout out his podcast, Tactful Pettiness. There's not many podcasts that I like. I listen to, the day the new episode comes out, which for his and Andrew Chappelle's podcast, it's on Thursdays. But they interviewed Jonathan Groff. He was on the podcast last week, who's a Broadway star. He was the king in Hamilton.
Yep.
But it was so
He's hysterical.
Much fun. So much fun. So I've just a plug for that one. I really enjoy that
nice.
show every week. So
I didn't even know he had this
They've been putting
podcast.
out some funny content. Yeah.
That's so funny.
And they also post little video snippets. They don't post the full episodes on video, which a lot of folks have been asking for. But I think if they ever sold tickets to a live taping of it, that could be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So hopefully that's something they consider.
All right. And then rounding out the instructor in the news for this week is Jess Sims. She was interviewed for firstforwomen.com, where she shares insights into her fitness routine, her love for sports, and the invaluable advice her father gave her. Jess, who juggles multiple roles, including ESPN, College Game Day, emphasizes the importance of resilience, especially in fast-paced environments like live sports broadcasts. She highlights her partnership with Kachava, a plant-based superfood, as part of her wellness regime, noting how it keeps her feeling energized on busy days. She also shares her passion for clean eating, often opting for meals like salmon, chicken, and avocados. As a sports host, she touches on the unpredictability of college football, spotlighting teams like Texas and Notre Dame as ones to watch. Notre Dame. Sims reflects on her growth, learning to prioritize her own decisions rather than worrying about others. A lesson inspired by her father's advice to try even if you can't help everyone. And that, folks, rounds out our instructor in the news. We are going to move through the picks of the week really quickly this week because we have a very long show for you. So, okay, John, why don't you kick it off?
Okay, well,
I'll go ahead and do it. I'll go ahead and kick it off.
The first
All right. Well, we start this week's picks of the weeks with all the mental health day stuff that they had on the platform. So Bradley Rowe's 20 minutes mental health ride, 10/10, October 10th. It was brought to us by Morgan Smith Arnell and Amajad 3. They said, great ride with a very important message from Bradley. Then Anna Greenberg has a 20-minute mental health day yoga flow, also on October the 10th. This one also came to us from Amajad 3. And she said this flow was wonderfully calming. And then Kira Michelle and Adrian Williams, 30-minute creating space, also on October 10th. This one came to us from Katie Mom 8. And I will add that as my pick of the week because it was absolutely fantastic. It's a part of Akira's series. Katie Mom 8 said this series is great, and Adrian was a super guest. It was a super conversation.
I loved the Adrian and Matt stretch.
Told you it was
that
fun,
they did
right?
on Peloton.
On the play dates.
They did sort of this tag.
Yeah.
One takes through that part of the stretch and they tag to the other. Yeah, it was cute.
That was my pick of the week, I think, a couple weeks ago. Very cool.
All right. Katie Wong's 30-minute full body strength from October 11th. Armajar 3 said great. Taco Cat format in this strength class. And then Adrian's 10-minute arms and shoulders from the 11th. Spin Loving Mama said quick but effective class with movement tracker. And then moving to the tread, Bex Gentry's 30-minute hit run from the 11th. Patrick 707 said good workout for a PR.
All right, then moving on. Cody Rigsby's 30-minute Breath Live DJ ride from October the 11th. This one came to us from Lisa808 and Aristorn G. They said, just a fun ride from Cody with a great Charlie XCX Brat playlist. And then Hannah Frankson's 30-minute Black British radio ride. That one was from the 12th. It came to us from Kevin AT88. And he said, fun to see the all-Black American men audience with Hannah. You could tell she enjoyed the energy, and our friend John Mills was in that class.
Shout out to him.
It was really, really fun to get to see that. And then, Jon Hosking, 60-minute 80s walk. It was from the 12th. This one came to us from Kim 1000, Girl Called Ray. I'll say me too. A solid hour of great music for a great walk, and a over 70 PR for me on that walk.
Nice.
It was a really fun, really, really awesome playlist. So definitely grab that one.
What incline were you working on that one?
We got up there.
You got up there.
We got up there. I had to be Chris Giles had been. I didn't do it live because it was very early in the morning. So I did it on demand, and I was damned if I wasn't going to be Chris Giles on there. Yeah, says me, who in the show says not being competitive and we should only do us. I beat Chris Giles. Chris Giles, once you're editing this, I beat you, baby.
And on demand, I might add. You were
on demand.
You were taking it up. All right, well, going back to the bike, Robin Arzon's 30-minute intervals. Oh, no, sorry, the tread. Sticking with the tread, Robin's 30-minute intervals run from the 12th. SVLD said, great pacing, tough, but she gets you through it. And then Maddie's 30-minute Pride 365 walk from the 12th. Carly 441 said, great message, and class from Maddie. And then Callie Gullickson's 10-minute course strength from October 24th. From October 24th. Yeah. That hasn't happened yet.
Oh, the 14th. No. Typo.
14th. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Spinny Mom said total burner from start to finish.
Nice. And then Mariana Fernandez, a very early 7:30 a.m. run on October the 13th, her 60-minute intervals run. This one came to us from, hey, it's Eric M. Eric said the music was on point in this long run. And then Olivia Amada had a 45-minute pop ride, also from the 13th. This one came to us from Just Dance Lisa and Marla in MD. They said, great music, better workout, and great message. And then Ali Love's 15-minute hip-hop bar class from the 15th. This one came to us from Amajad 3, and she said this class packed a punch and used a bunch of props.
All right. Camilla's 30-minute glutes and legs strength, which was in Spanish, from the 15th. Celestine said first class of Camilla's new Dale Duro program. The music and instruction is perfect so far. And then Eric Yeager's 20-minute premiere run, which was in German, from the 15th. Carl 7T2 said Eric's premiere run, fun to see all his fellow instructors in there supporting him, and great addition to the tread team. And then Leanne's 30-minute oldies but goodies ride from the 15th. Just Shields said, fun class, fun music. Leanne is fantastic.
Yes, she is. All right. And then closing out this week's Picks of the Week, Kira Michelle had a 20-minute yoga conditioning core class, also from October 15th. This one came to us from Albiz Liz, and they said so hard, but such a good class. Really felt it the next day. And then Christian Vandervelde's 45-minute Real Roots Col de Galibier. Also, this one was on the 16th. October 16th came to us from PZ Rider Q4. They said, love these rides where they take us through a real-world climb, plus a tough, great workout. And lastly, Alex Kowarski, 60-minute intervals row, also from the 16th. It came to us from Bob Rose 2. 60-minute row with Alex, what's not to love? And that, folks, rounds out our Picks of the Week and our show for this week. And you have stuck around for way longer than you anticipated. I think we definitely were over that hour mark. But as always, so appreciative that you're here, that you come, that you listen, that you share our love for Peloton and everything that we have to offer you. And we wish you a good week. So from me here, have a great week, and bye, everyone.
Me here in Brisk, Michigan. Thank you for tuning in, watching, and listening. And as always, we will see you on the leaderboard. Bye for now.
Thank you for watching Pelo Buddy TV, your source for everything Peloton, by the community, for the community. Work out with us using the Pelo Buddy TV leaderboard tag, and find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Pelo Buddy. Don't forget that we have a podcast available so that you can listen to us while on the move. Just search for Pelo Buddy TV on any major platform and hit the subscribe button so you never miss an episode.